Welcome to Heathen's Garage. We're fixing the Jeep and going drag racing again. Yeah, we're gonna fix the Jeep, guys. Yeah, how about that, eh? Yeah, who's good dog? All right, so first things first, this is starting to become a safety hazard, and like I'm not super Mr. Safety, but even at 90 miles an hour, that's starting to get a little iffy, so we're gonna fix that. That's step one. We gotta find the right bit, not the blade cut. Do we have to take this part off even, or does it stay? It might stay. I don't remember. No, it's gotta come off to get the wheel puller on. Oh yeah, we gotta go turn the battery off. No, calm down. Now we have a specific goal drag racing this week. We want to see if we can get our personal best in the Jeep. Okay, that's off. Now we need a big old socket for that. That's all right. No, that's too big. How about this one? Just right. Said Goldilocks to the little bears. Get this silly, oopsie daisy, get the silly wheel off, and then maybe we can get to something that does stuff. Did we get lucky? No, we did not get lucky. I've had success doing that, but there's no point in beating the snot out of it. If it doesn't pop off with that, just get a puller. You get one of these tools, and you get longer bolts for it. Hang on. Now you get your cheapy tool. This one is the cheapest one I could find. It was on sale. You thread those in. We're totally gonna have to modify this. Hold for service. We're gonna try not to modify it and just use the tool the wrong way. I'll show you in a second. Gotta tighten those up. Yeah, that's not quite great, but it'll be alright. So here's the little problem with the tool. See, it's not centered there, and that's because this slot is not cut as far as that slot. They need to be closer together. Now you could hog out the lower slot, and that would solve that problem. Or you could just, you know, see what happens if you do it without doing that. And that's the route we're going, because, you know, we're on a time crunch, all right? Just like always, everything's a rush. Never take your time and do a good job. Just do everything as fast as possible. So now what you do, now that those are all sort of tight, you snug this up. You get the right size socket for that. Now, with a little bit of luck, this will work and not destroy anything. Feels like something just happened. Yeah, we're good. Everything's fine. See, I knew it would be fine. Alright, back out it comes. Now that we have established dominance over the steering wheel, we can take our puller off. There we go. We can pop the wheel off, and we're left with this part. Now guess what you need is another special tool, because that's how they do things, I guess, is just gotta make people spend all the money. Now this right here is, again, the cheapest version of what I could find. It's a weird looking thing. You put it on like this, then you put this part on, and that just threads onto the steering wheel threads. You put it on till it's snug, and then you spin this wing-a-ding nut up, and it'll push this part down, and then there's a ring that you can get access to, and you pop that off. Yeah, just like that. Everything's working like it's supposed to. Okay, now we gotta get a pick or something to get that off. Now I don't know any special tricks for getting this part off, other than I usually use a pick, like a 90-degree kind of pick, and I don't have one today because I'm not at the barn, I'm in my driveway. Maybe if I put a screwdriver next to this, will that do the thing? No, that doesn't do the thing. Yeah, let's get rid of the plastic first. I don't know what the smart way to do this is without damaging it, but so far so lucky. There we go. Now we can force on the metal, and that'll make me feel better about life. You just have to avoid everything that matters. Get lots of thread engagement on there. Now just crank down on this. There we go. That's working more better. Now stick a screwdriver in there. Keep it from moving. That didn't work at all. I got these two things out, so that's good. I don't know. They're kind of miserable. That's all there is to it. That spring out of there. Now we've got to pull this signal turn stuff out so we can get to the next part that has the bolts that we need to tighten up. They're way down there. Oops, that's got wires attached to it. Just leave him a little loose. Get him out of the way. Don't necessarily take him out unless you have to. Just like that. Now, as far as these plastic bits go, we got a screw here we can remove. We got a screw down here we can remove. Got a screw here we can remove. Any more? Looks like does the thing come out now? We gotta get the hazard button off. Undo that. Now it should come out. Come on. Come on, wiring. Don't hold me back now. Oops. I think we have to go further. I don't know how we go further though. I think I need a screwdriver now so I can see what I'm doing. Where will this take me? So I've undone some more screws. Nothing has changed. So that doesn't seem like it's where it's supposed to be. Oops, don't pull on that. How does this come out of here? We're into the next part, which is I removed all the screws out of here, and now I have to try and not lose all the balls to the bearing. So I've stuffed a magnet in there, and I got a magnet in my hand, and I'm just going to take as many out as I can to not lose any, I hope. Oh, don't fall. One at a time if you can, Heathen. Oh no, not the whole thing. I didn't want that. I was kidding. I don't want this. Well, one laying there. Alright. Bearing is apart. Now what happens? Does this come off now? What is going on? Why is this so difficult? Bearing columns have always been difficult, but this one is like notoriously bad. So the good news is I'm way further apart than I was before, and progress has been made thanks to some YouTube videos. I'll put a link to the video I used in case you're doing this on your Jeep. It was more helpful than I'll be. But what I realized is I'm missing a critical tool. Another one, because apparently you need another steering wheel tool to get it off, and that's to pull these little pivot pins out. I don't have one. That's all there is to it. Does not exist in my little world. So it's just not, we can't finish this job tonight. That has to be a tomorrow job. I've ordered the tool. Hopefully it shows up and we can still go racing. For now, I need to somehow drive the Jeep back into the barn, or rather, the garage. I think we can do that. I'll turn the disconnect. We should put a steering wheel on, I suppose. Well, hopefully the bearing doesn't fall apart again, because that was its own pain in the neck that I'd rather not talk about. Turn the disconnect on and just back this thing in. I also did a bunch of things I didn't really need to, like loosen the whole column, and it's a good thing I don't try and do how-to videos, because boy would that be a disaster. Okay. Hopefully I got lots of room on that side. I can't really see it, so. I think we're inside. Oh yeah, I have to turn it off now. Ignition off. Alright, we'll be at this again tomorrow. We'll see you then. It's day So this right here is the tool I needed that I didn't have yesterday. Now I have it. It screws into here. Oh dear, I need both hands. You just screw it into here. As far as it'll go, I think. Now we just tighten this up. And hopefully that pin pulls out nice. It looks like it is. There it is. So what's really neat is now that this is done, like I have the 2 pivot pins out, there's even more to do. Loosen this thing. Now, you want this little spring-a-ling out of here. You just sort of got to get this off of there. It's all sort of loose in the way that it is. Get this part disconnected. What are the odds I'm going to remember how to put any of this back together? Probably a nicer way to do this than how I'm doing it. But don't know what that way is, so we're just going to continue struggling. Thing apparently comes out. Hopefully I can remember to put that back in. Oh good. I think the bearing just fell apart again. That's ideal. Hey, look it! We're finally to the thing that we need to be at to tighten the stuff. What a disaster. See these 4 bolts? Maybe you can, maybe you can't. But there's bolts here, and there, and there. They're the loose part. Also, they're E-Torx, so now I have to go find E-Torx tools. Like, I don't know why they made this so hard, but they did. Happily, I think we have some in the barn. We'll be back. Tell you one thing, I'm not remotely interested in these coming loose again. So we're just gonna make sure that they don't. Alright, that's all tight. Now we just gotta put it back together. Look at that! Now it's solid as can be. And that's a good thing. Now we still have a few more things we need to do before we go racing tomorrow. But that might be a tomorrow problem, we'll see. We sort of gotta like finish editing the video that we're releasing tomorrow also, so we need to do that. I'll see you in a second. Yeah, like things happen in a mad rush as always because I leave things to the last minute, but between me and Dad we got the tires swapped over and we're basically ready to head racing. The goal is like a 9.4, that's what we're aiming for. Hopefully that works out, we'll see. We don't have many tricks up our sleeve other than I have a wastegate spring, which won't help the bottom end at all. We're gonna try a couple more 100 RPM and see if we can get the converter to stall a little later, but I doubt it will. Either way, that's the plan and we're on the road. we made it. No big surprises other than, like, I missed torquing one wheel. Happily Dad caught it on the retorque, so that could have been unfortunate. Anyways, we're gonna go tech, and then I guess we'll go racing. I gotta pull the muffler off first, and we'll go from there. We are lined up, we're ready to race. We'd handed the camera off to Sam. We're back to our normal seated position. We're gonna go racing. I haven't really touched anything. We're gonna get into here, and we're gonna crank something up though, if I can remember how. Get out of here, fly. Advance 2, launch, here we go. 2-step. We're gonna turn the 2-step up, not 3,000. It'll never go to 3,000, but it might go 2,000. I'll say one thing. This touchscreen made by Holley, this is the worst thing I've ever tried to use. Let's do a little 2-step check and see if it works. Alright, back to 17. That's all we get out of it. Alright, we get the windows closed. Get our helmet out. We're going to roll up to the line. I guess we need our seat belts too. We like that here. Now, are we really going fast enough to need a helmet? No, not really. But we're going to wear one anyways. There we go. I don't know if it was good or not, but we went down. Get my window open, it's too hot. Good job. Thanks. Alright. So as per normal, we got 82 miles an hour, but only a 9.7, so, and a 2.6 60 foot, which is not quite where we want it to be. Now what do we do? How do we make it faster? I want to thank Nephew Sam for recording a bunch of video footage for us. Also, I'd like to admit that I forgot to bring a bunch of it with me. So you won't see the outside of the Jeep anymore, but at least you get to see a bunch of cars that you did race, and you get to see a bit more of the inside of the Jeep with me talking, if that's helpful.
Dad, which has been now 3 episodes, I guess.
Should. That'd be a better race for me. So, we're gonna try the launch retard thing again. And just, we're gonna see if we can make it work. We're getting the pops now, like we're getting somewhere. Now will it do it in gear? Maybe. That's all we can do is try something, right? So let's go try something. We get to race our buddy Stace. He's gonna blow our doors off. I think I missed second gear somehow. Like I think I just didn't. I think I bumped the lever too far or something. Something weird happened. Anyways. Thank you, sir. Hey, we're getting faster with less mile an hour. Got a 9.6. Got a 2.47. That's our quickest 60 to date. And like most cars aren't proud of a 2.4 60 foot, but that's the best we've ever done. We're going right back up though. We can hot lap this thing all day if we want. Well, since we're in the pits waiting, I'd like to take this moment to remind you guys to go check out Cruise Culture Magazine. Recently, I became a published author. Me, this guy. I barely string a sentence together, but I can write pretty good. Anyways, if you check out Cruise Culture Magazine, you're gonna see 2 articles. 2, not just 1, but 2 articles that I wrote. One of them, which covers Miles of Mayhem. We're in the ditch. Let's go around. Hey baby! 9.4! That's your new PB in the Jeep! And 82 miles an hour, because that's a mile an hour this thing runs. That is goal accomplished. We're packed up and headed home. It's dark outside now. We had a good time. Thanks for watching. See you next time on Heathen's Garage. Bye. So, you guys thought I was serious about leaving, didn't you? Little did you know that we'd chucked the alternator fan belt. Well, not fan belt, but alternator water pump belt anyways. Happily, we caught it in the parking lot, so now we're just gonna put that back together before we leave, which is probably something I should have looked at or noticed. Oh well.